Hey guys, Rich here from Rich Mid Gaming. Hope everyone is doing fantastically well, and welcome to another box opening of our Marvel United. This time we're going to be taking a look at the Days of Future Past box. One of the ones that I have to admit was one of the boxes that really got me into this game. The Sentinels in here look absolutely amazing. Now, I am a little bit worried about opening this one up, mainly because I've seen lots of posts on Facebook and other places showing the Sentinels just in complete bits. I gather they've been broken during transit or something like that. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we don't have anything like that. But if they are, we've got some poly cement, and I'm pretty sure that will glue them back together. And once they're painted up, you won't notice any difference. So let's head over and take a look at what we get inside this box. Okay then guys, so this is our Marvel United Days of Future Past box. Let's flip it over here and take a look. So this is a new expansion. So we can see here, in a dark alternate future, an army of gargantuan sentinel robots are systematically hunting down mutant kind. Cold and calculating, these giants adapt to each new strategy the heroes advise, but an even greater danger lies ahead as Nimrod, an extremely advanced new sentinel prototype, is being activated. So we can also see here, and it's quite important, the core box is required to play this expansion, so you do still need this core box to make this box work. There's going to be some components in here that you do need, but hopefully, and I think it's going to bring a complete new game mode to it. So let's open it up and see what we have got. So welcome to Project Nimrod. This expansion brings the daunting fight against the gigantic Sentinels and the highly advanced Nimrod. In this unique game mode, the heroes will need to first take out the Sentinels, whose activation protocol immediately reacts to everything they do, to then face off against Nimrod. The longer they take, the stronger Nimrod becomes. To aid them in this fight, players can rely on Logan, the middle-aged Wolverine from this alternate future. Players can also add the challenge of any of the Sentinels to their games, setting a relentless hunter on their trail to make things much more dangerous. And that's one of the things I really like about this. I've played through a couple of times now of the core box, so I played games solo and made them much harder. I actually played a game last night, just me and my daughter, against Sabretooth, and she absolutely loved it. She's only 9 years old, and she found this really, really easy to pick up. Now, Sabretooth is one of the most basic ones. I would say it's the one that they recommend you start with, but even so, it's really nice that it can be sort of adapted up and down. So let's take a quick look then. So Days of Future Past mode. So this is going to be the actual game mode that we play here. So it looks very, very similar. So we've got the six spaces there. So in 2-hero game, Sentinels 1 and 2. 3-hero game, you place all 3. So yeah, obviously goes up in difficulty. So let's have a look through then at what we get. So this is the new board piece. So we can see here that Sentinels have special rules. Missions are not used in this game. Heroes may damage the Sentinels from the start. So I'm gathering then the 3 Sentinels are going to act as the 3 missions that you have. So in the normal game, you have to do 2 missions first before you can attack the villain. Obviously, in this one, it's going to be these 3 Sentinels. And you can see there, hopefully that's not too shiny, their health increases based on the number of players that you've got. Now, for Sentinels 1 and 2, what's quite interesting here is that it's 5, 4, 5. So it goes from 5 health down to 4 health. And that's because we're adding in more Sentinels, I think. So it's actually harder. Yeah, as we can see here, look, we had that 3rd Sentinel coming in with 4 health. So special rules then. So let's have a quick look. Sentinels have no master plan deck. Instead, follow the Sentinel activation protocol card. So we'll take a look at that. When a hero is KO'd, increase the Nimrod activation track by 1, +1 for each data analyzer threat card in play. I gather we'll take a look at that one as well. Overflow here. So if you can't add them to the location, increase the Nimrod track by 1. Okay, so here's the Nimrod track, and then it loses when you get to 15. Special rules. Nimrod is always under pressure and may be damaged as soon as it enters play. See special setup. At the end of the turn in which Nimrod is reduced to 4 or less health, it immediately moves to the opposite location. So it's like he's running away. When a hero is KO'd, Nimrod doesn't activate its BAM. Instead, that hero is eliminated from the game. Wow. And he's got 8, 10, and 12 health. So his BAM is each hero in Nimrod's location takes 1 damage plus 1 extra damage if Nimrod activation track is in yellow, and then 2 extra when it's in red. And then the villainous plot is the heroes lose if they are eliminated. This seems like it's going to be very, very tough, to say the least. It doesn't look like we get any more locations in this one, which is interesting. So with a lot of the other ones we get new locations, but not in this one. Got a special setup, so each player a Sentinel activation protocol card, randomly assign the Sentinel target to a different heroes. 2 player return Sentinel 3 and its token to the box. And 4 players, 1 hero starts without a Sentinel target token. Nimrod starts the game out of play, and then Nimrod enters play in the villain's starting location at the end of the hero turn in which the last Sentinel is defeated. So he's not around from the beginning. You defeat the Sentinels, then he turns up, and then you can attack him straight away. So maybe it's not as hard as what I first thought. Let's take a quick look then at these cards, because these are going to be a mixture. A bit bent there, that's a little bit annoying, but these are going to be a mixture of obviously the Logan cards. So I think we get 3 versions of Wolverine, maybe even 4 in these in total. So let's have a quick look here. So yeah, so we've got all of his cards there. Let's put these out. So yeah, pretty standard. I've not gone through and looked at all of these, but I think they all have a very, very similar one. So fighting experience, he gets to draw 1 card. That's quite nice. Draw another. Oh, okay. I really like that one. To draw the card. As long as this storyline is face up, this card is face up in the storyline, you may ignore 1 damage each villain turn, withstanding the pain. So the other Logan or the other Wolverine has one that's called Healing Factor, where he gets to draw cards. These are obviously just the Sentinel tokens that they spoke about. The tokens, I didn't upgrade the tokens to any of the cleverer ones. These are pretty good quality, if I'm being perfectly honest. I've not had any problems with them whatsoever. Then we've got our 6 threat cards. So these are what you randomly deploy in your locations. So mutant detection. Heroes that take damage in this location take 1 extra damage. When this threat is cleared, decrease the Nimrod activation trap by 1. Okay, so even though there's not missions, you are incentivized. So this is going to be a way of being able to get around. So we've got another mutant detection there. Sentinel production, see Sentinel activation protocol. When this threat is cleared, decrease. Okay, so a lot of these are decrease. Data analyzer, yeah, there we go. So once again, once you've done it, reduce it by 1. So there's some incentive there to actually remove these threats out. So have a quick look then at the Nimrod cards. In fact, let's go through these Sentinel activation protocols. So you can see here that activated Sentinel checks the symbols at the bottom of the last 2 heroes' cards. Move 1 location closer to its target hero. For a special, it's add 1 civilian to its location. Deal 1 damage if it's an attack. And then on the sort of use anyone, it's recover 1 health for each Sentinel production threat card in play. So interesting, yeah. So that's sort of an AI piece for them because they don't have cards. And then we've got the back here. After each hero's turn, the Sentinel matching that hero's Sentinel target token activate. Ah, okay, so that's how they activate in turn. So you randomly assign these 3 to 3 of your characters, and then once that character is activated, then the corresponding Sentinel activates. And you can see they've got different pictures on there, so you know which is which. Some challenge cards. So these are, let's have a look. Sentinel cannot be damaged. So these basically make the game harder. So what you can do is once you've played it through a couple of times, you can then add these cards in. So yeah, these just make it a little bit more hard, and that's what I was talking about with the scaling of the damage. And then once you get on to the Nimrod side, then this is when the master plan comes into play. So these are all going to be pretty standard ones there. So then let's take a look at the miniatures and hope and pray that we do not have one of those boxes where there are some issues. That's weird. Ah, okay. There we go. So we can actually put those tokens in there. That's quite nice. So you can keep it all self-contained. I did buy some extra sort of toolkit boxes. I like to use these for tokens. I bought a big one thinking there's going to be lots of tokens in each box. There's only 3 in here. Obviously, this is everything from the core box. So it may be that I sort of scale it down to a smaller one depending on what comes in each of the others. But let's take a look at Nimrod first. Now, he's orange. So we don't actually have any other orange characters. But I think this guy is going to be really, really nice to paint up. What I'm doing with each of the boxes is I'm painting up each box in turn, playing with them in turn, and then packing them away. Spoke earlier about how I would have really preferred a subscription model to having everything at once, but one of my viewers commented and said that they do exactly the same. They just paint up each box in turn. And I think that is exactly what I will do. So this is going to be the second box that we play. But yeah, Nimrod looks really, really cool. And then let's take a look at Logan. So a very, very different pose to what we had with the other version of him. But this is really, really nice. Really like this version. I just realised we've got 4 versions in total. So I think we've got a Wolverine, a Logan, an Old Man Logan, and then an X-23 where he's got the headpiece on and things, but we'll take a look at that another day. But yeah, he looks super, super good. Let's have a look at these 3 Sentinels. So, first one. These things are weighty. They are very, very heavy indeed. But it looks, guys, at least for this first one, I can see a little bit of damage at the back there in the box. So hopefully that's not going to be a sign to say that anything else is damaged. But yeah, I've got everything in here. There's a few mold lines. It looks like there's some release agent on there. So I may even wash this down first just with a bit of soap and water and a toothbrush. Because it does look like there is a bit of mold release agent from there, which is unusual. You don't tend to get that anymore. There's some very, very prominent lines here as well. So I will be going around and just making sure we get rid of each of those mold lines, because, you know, I don't get rid of all of them, but when they're so prominent like this, I do like to, I just use my X-Acto knife, or my hobby knife, should I say, and just basically scrape along there like so. You can even use the dull edge as well. It'll work just as well. I just find that works better than a file, but that's just my opinion. But yeah, that is a hefty piece, and that is super, super good. I did get this one out early, so I knew this one was okay actually, because I did take a picture for somebody. And yeah, again, some mold lines, a bit of release agent. You can sort of see that white bit there, looks like a bit of release agent, but other than that, looks pretty good. And then the last one. So yes, we are 3 for 3. No nasty little bits of plastic in the bottom. As you can see there, we do have some damage in the bottom there, but other than that, nothing else, any problem, no other problems. I'm really looking forward to painting these up. I think they're going to be super cool. So just to show you the sort of style that I am going for, I'm not putting as much effort into painting these as I would do sort of my Marvel Crisis Protocol figures, just because there's so many of them. So basically flat colour, and then just using some ink to blackline out there. So we've got Professor X and Surfer, and there is the Juggernaut as well. So I sort of call them a comic book-esque style. We did do some highlighting on here as well on the base and things, and a little bit of cross-hatching just to add some a little bit of character to them, so you can sort of see on his helmet there. But yeah, keeping them quite basic just so I can get through them, because I think they look better painted than not, but I don't be putting as much effort into these as I would do for an MCP mini. A typical MCP mini takes me anywhere between 6 and maybe 10, sometimes 15 hours to paint, depending on what it is. And yeah, I just don't want to take that much time and effort in doing these ones, so I'm not going to. But that's the sort of style that I am going for. Still got a couple of characters left from the core box to finish painting up. I'm just waiting for a new yellow paint to turn up. But overall, guys, really happy with this. Again, the quality of the miniatures is really good. Really looking forward to painting these up, in particular these Sentinels, and then looking forward to actually trying out this completely different game mode that we've got in here. So yeah, really looking forward to it. And there we go, guys. That is our box opening of the Days of Future Past expansion for Marvel United X-Men. Now, I did mention at the end of my last video we were going to be doing a giveaway. For anyone that's followed me for my MCP content, you guys know that I like to do giveaways on the channel and give back to the community. And I got, as part of my Kickstarter, a Kickstarter exclusive that came in its own little box. So we have the Mohawk version of Storm here. So what do you need to do to be able to win this Kickstarter exclusive Storm Mohawk model? I don't think you're going to be able to get these anywhere else. I don't think they're going to go into normal shops. But in here you get the actual hero piece itself, plus then the 12 hero cards that you need to be able to use her in actually any of the Marvel United. So you don't actually need to use her in the X-Men version. They are backwards compatible. So what do you need to do? Well, first of all, you need to make sure you're subscribed to the channel. That's the first thing you need to do, and then you need to leave a comment down on this video. Now, this will be running throughout all of the box openings that we do. So we've got another 9 or 10, I think it is, that we'll be doing over the next couple of weeks. So make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you leave a comment down in the comment section below, and then I'll be picking a random winner to win this really cool Storm Mohawk Kickstarter exclusive towards or once we finish doing all of the box openings. So yeah, make sure you subscribe and leave a comment. Guys, hopefully you've liked this video. If you do, please hit that like button. It really does help. If you want to support the channel even further, we have our Patreon up and running, whereas from as little as £1 a month you can help the channel and continue to let us make these videos. And we also have our Discord server as well, where you can find all sorts of people talking all sorts of Marvel games, predominantly Marvel Crisis Protocol, but we do talk some other things on there as well. Guys, as always, it leaves me with just enough time to say stay well, keep safe, and until next time, bye for now.